Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Beast! I'm YouTube famous now. Available in 2020. The album, Dad. AF. Rock on, Gold Dust Woman. I'd sing a little bit more, but I have a feeling he's probably tired of hearing me sing. Are you tired? Do I sing all the time around the house?
All the time.
So, today is a Q&A. We were gonna do this video, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, the beginning of 2020, when we realized we were gonna be at home for a while together. Alex, when he started to work from home, Alex said, why don't we do a Q&A together? He had a suggestion for like a video that we were gonna do. And I said, okay, so I put this Q&A question thing up on Instagram, and we've been meaning to do it, but quite frankly, we've been just watching a lot of Netflix and just kind of hanging out, and so we haven't done it. But Alex is going back to work tomorrow, so I was like, today is the day to do the Q&A.
That's it.
That rhymes. But before we do, I have to say, this video, yes, this video, whatever you want, anything you want done. You need to shave your...
Actually...
Oh my god, that would be such a good sponsored video. This video is sponsored by Manscaped. Manscaped Razors, Lawnmower 3.0 and 2.0. Please go check them out. You can get a discount for 20% with Monn 20, all of it listed below. But I thought this would be a good video to do the sponsorship with because Alex really loves these razors.
I'll shave my face before the video's over.
No, you won't.
I have to. I'm going back to work tomorrow.
What do you mean before the video's over? Like right now? Can I shave it right now?
No, not right now.
But you do use these for your face.
I'm sure like when the battery dies, like I'll shave my face and then when it comes back, I'll be...
Oh, the battery on the camera.
I'll be smooth like my balls.
Oh! Alex!
It's another ad.
Hello,
Look at their Instagram.
That is their ad. That is their ad.
You're welcome.
Okay. But anyway, so we both use these and we love these, and they would make great Father's Day gifts. They would make great graduation gifts, great gifts to yourself. You've been home for a while. You might want to clean it up. So
yeah, you're going back soon. So
you're going back. So
trim it.
Okay. So anyway, 20% off with the code MONN20. Go check it out. I will list it all in the comment section. Or, well, it will be my pinned comment, and it will also be in the description box below. So go check out Manscaped. We love Manscaped over here. Thank you, Manscaped, for sponsoring this video. We appreciate it. Okay, now let's get into these questions. Let's see. It is hot. Speaking of balls, it's hot as balls. Family friendly. It is hot in here. Okay, so let's get into the questions. Where is the first place? This is from Lisa and the Cult Jam. Lisa wants me to do a 3-hour vlog on my vlog channel, Peter Vlog. I know. He's like, he can't believe that people actually listen.
Lisa, do you want to switch like places for a day?
So I, every night have been in the driveway since I can't drive around, and I have been vlogging for like an hour and a half to 2 hours every night from the driveway while I drink a Diet Coke. I call it fountain pops from the driveway. So Lisa wants to know, where is the first place you guys will travel once quarantine is over?
Oh my God. Probably
many
Miami.
places. Miami. But you know, we're both feeling like really kind of hesitant about it. Like we're gonna have to like talk about, he's like, no, I'm not. But like we're gonna have to talk about like when it's comfortable and when it's safe to go and start traveling again and stuff like that, wouldn't you say?
Well, yes.
Well, we're supposed to be leaving for Las Vegas next week for EDC.
But that's all canceled.
But that's all canceled, so we're not going on that. And then I would also like to go visit his brother Juan in San Diego. I would like to do that again, and his girlfriend Jessie. And for our birthday months every year, because our birthdays are both in June, we usually do like some big trip, and we were gonna do it this year. We were trying to pick like an island in the Caribbean, and I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen now with traveling. We may postpone that for a while, and
maybe we can just go to Key West.
Maybe we could just go to Key West, yeah. So we could do that. I don't know. We'll see. Key West could be. There's a lot of like cute like houses.
Where should we go?
Yeah, you guys tell us where we should go. That's a good question.
You're welcome.
Okay, we talk a lot about marriage counseling. So if this is your first Q&A that you've ever watched with Alex and I before, Alex and I were in pretty intensive marriage counseling. And someone said, was it easier to go through couples therapy knowing the outcome would be beneficial?
I have always wanted to go. And the last year that we haven't, I've been wanting to get back. And I think that like there's just a lot of factors that go into it. there were a lot of factors beforehand, and then there's a lot of factors now. And I think that, you know, for it to be successful, both parties need to be incredibly comfortable and very open to the process. And not one person should do it for the other. They should do it from themselves and for the future that they want out of that relationship.
Yeah, and I've been real honest. Like, Alex was the one that was pushing for it, and I was real resistant to it. I think I was kind of scared. I don't know that I knew going into it that the outcome would be beneficial. I don't know that we could, either one of us, say that we thought that the outcome was beneficial. We were just like...
I thought the outcome was going to be beneficial.
Well, we had said at that point that we were going to put everything into our marriage that we possibly could. And when Alex says it, we've been, like, looking for, like, the last year, because it was... What happened was our counselor went into another business, and so he completely closed down his practice, which we were very happy for him for, but I will never forget the last session. I literally bawled my eyes out. I was like, I can't believe we're never going to be, like, meeting with him again. And we used to joke that there were 3 people in our marriage, he and I and our counselor. And and so we're looking for somebody new because it would just be, like, great for us to have somebody that we would bounce things off of. I think going forward for the rest of our marriage, I would like to always have somebody.
Yeah, I agree.
What are, since they asked, what are some of the things you think were the best things that came out of marriage counseling?
But I think personally for me, the ability to, like, open up emotionally and trust emotionally, you and, like, everyone in my family, like, even like my parents and like my brothers and family and, like, cousins and stuff, like, I have, like, this, like, wall built up. What else? I think the way that we've connected and reconnected, and I think that the way that we try to communicate to each other, because beforehand we didn't, even though we can still work at it better. I mean, that's everyone. At least that we can display our efforts a lot better than before, or at all, actually.
Yeah, I think, like, the communication thing, when people talk about, like, oh, you work on better communication, like, I was sitting here when he was saying it, I was thinking, I think before, like, when he would be talking, like, if we were having an argument or a discussion, like, if he were talking, I would be, like, waiting to prove my point, and it felt very much that. Like, he would prove his point, and I would prove my point, whereas I think now we listen a lot quicker. We don't have any kind of arguments like we used to. Like, almost not at all. I mean, we used to have some pretty throwdown, like, yelling arguments back in the day, and I'm sure that's hard to believe, and we don't anymore. I also think the 12 points of intimacy that we talked about was really, really vital. I talk a lot about that in my vlog.
Yeah.
When you talk about, like, really connecting on, like, recreational intimacy, what were the other
I think that's definitely something that I would have to add to that list of, like, knowing different ways to, like, connect, because beforehand I only thought, and I think you also only thought, there was just, like, 2 ways to connect intimately, and now I definitely feel a lot better, and especially, like, it has allowed me to open up emotionally and trust emotionally because of the multiple ways that, you know, one can be fulfilled intimately. And that's huge.
And the reason why that's, like, a big deal is not just so that Alex can sit there and cry all the time. Like, that's not what it's about, which is interesting because...
I can accept your crying too.
Right, and he can accept my crying too. But, like, before, like, he really wasn't, like, it wasn't that he was emotional. And that word, I think, you know, we use it, the emotional could be happy, it could be joyous, it could be excited, but it could also mean sad and, you know, whatever. But, like, there wasn't a lot of fluctuation, and so I couldn't read him often, if that makes sense. And then I was hyper emotional, so it was kind of like we weren't on the same page. It was interesting. What were we watching the other night? We were watching something on TV. We were watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and I looked over, and he was, like, wiping his eyes, and I was wiping my eyes. And so I think there's more of an emotional connection there than we had before, and that's important, because when you have more of an emotional connection, then you trust each other more, and then you're, like, deeper embedded with each other, and that's where the different forms of intimacy come. And I think before we thought it was just, like, physical intimacy and emotional intimacy. Mm-hmm. There wasn't, like, intellectual intimacy, spiritual intimacy, financial intimacy, like, family, you know, relationships with each other's families and things like that. So I tell everybody, go please and get in couples therapy. One of the things that Alex
but don't force anyone. Like, I mean, if the other person's not ready to go, then I think patience is another way to, like, allow the person to get there. Because, like, if Peter would have gone right when I wanted to, I don't think we would have been as successful. I think, like, you both have to be ready to be able to make the changes and put in the work, because it's a lot of work. It's not easy. It's not enjoyable. You know, it's not that glamorous like TV show display that you like sit on the couch and like you talk about your feelings. It's not. It's, I mean, it's dark and it's heavy and it's you know, painful at times. But hey, you know what? Like that's how you gain, you know, perspective, and that's how you become a better person and a better person in your relationship.
Do you think it's valuable?
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%.
So a lot of people ask when we talk about it. They say, "What would you say to somebody if I want to go and my partner doesn't?"
I mean, to communicate why it's important to you, right? And then try to understand like why the other person's resistant to it. You know, because if education's key at everything, so knowing what the barriers are from the other person can help you kind of like not necessarily break them down, but like probably like soften them and embrace them so that like they can trust you and they can see that like you're wanting to make things better for both of you. You know, like I think we get so gung-ho on like making somebody do something that they don't want to do, or like changing them or changing their perspective or their mind. When we, you know, we focus on that, we lose the most important thing, and that's just the respect of their point of view. You know, and if we don't respect one another or don't respect the things that we disagree on, then we're never going to make, you know, progress. So just understanding what their barriers are and why they're hesitant. Maybe they have a fear of something. Maybe they, you know, maybe they don't trust it. You know, maybe they don't necessarily value their relationship as much, and they're just like are afraid to say it. So I think just kind of finding that out beforehand can not only save you a lot of money, but also time.
Yeah, and I had a history of being a counselor, and so, and I didn't necessarily do a lot of couples counseling, but I had friends of mine that did, and I saw a lot of successful situations, and I saw a lot of situations that weren't successful, and I think that was my fear, was, okay, so we go in there and we put everything down on the table, and then what happens? Well, I mean, our attitude going into it was, let's put everything we have into it, put all of our cards on the table, and if at the end we find out that we're not meant to be together, then that's what'll happen. And now it's been, what, 3 years, and we're still here, and we were like, okay, let's give it a year, so,
It's a one-question video, so thank you guys for watching.
Okay, but I want to ask this, because one of the things that Alex always says is he tells couples that are like earlier, he'll say like, you know, like, I wish we had gone earlier, like maybe like before we had gotten married and things like that. Like, you've mentioned that before.
I have.
Okay, do you think that if when I didn't want to go, do you think it would have been helpful for you to have started the process by yourself?
I think if you have if you are being pulled towards or been wanting to go into therapy, I think that it will be very beneficial to do it alone. You have to check yourself and know why you go into therapy. Like, going to therapy and saying, oh yeah, I'm going to go to therapy just so I can make this relationship better and he'll love me, that's the wrong reason to do it. Now, if you're saying like, I want to go to therapy so I can be better and I can be stronger so that I can be better in my relationship, then that's the right way to think about it. But there's no right or wrong, you know, like if you're wanting to go to therapy to improve yourself, then improve yourself.
Let's see. Dream quarantine date night idea or favorite Midwest travel location? Neither. No. What's your favorite Midwest travel location?
Chicago.
I would say Louisville.
Okay.
Well, I've been to Chicago so many times. I mean, Chicago too, they're different, I guess.
Yeah.
We've done both as like date weekends. Mm-hmm. And had fun with both.
I love Chicago.
Chicago does offer a lot more. Okay. Let's see. You're spending lots of time together. Anything new you've learned? A new pet peeve? Oh, this will be good, because we even asked each other this, honestly.
I mean, I think in the beginning it was really tense because like we were on top of each other. And in the beginning, I was like, in general, I'm very like task and goal oriented. So like, I always have to keep myself busy. So like, I was like literally like organizing and cleaning and like doing this and doing that or whatever. And Peter's very much of like, just like, if like I'm very comfortable with the way things are, there's no need to rearrange the house, or there's no need to throw cups that like, you know, I've had for the last, you know, 47 years. And for me, it's like, if it's collecting dust, that does not need to be used. So, and I am at fault to also collect things that I shouldn't. So I perched some things of my stuff, like, so I started with my closet, and then I started with like the kitchen and like the, you know, the closet upstairs, and like, I just like organized a bunch of stuff. And I've learned that instead of just like telling Peter, we are going to be doing this. It was more like, I'm going to do this. You review what it is that is trash, and then we'll throw it out. That was really going to help.
But the first week was like, yeah, like every day yoga, every day. Like, we're going to clean this out, we're going to clean that out. And then the second week was a little different than that. He started relaxing a little bit. And it was becoming, like, how many shows have you watched now? You said to me the other night.
I have, like, a list going, like 20 Netflix shows that have been completed from, like, episode 1 to the very last episode, and movies. So.
I honestly thought, because we're people that, like, as a couple, we really do enjoy, like, our, like, private moments as well. I really thought this would be harder for us, but it really wasn't. Like, I've been saying to him all day long, I'm like, I'm so gonna miss you, like, not being here. And he's like, really? He's like,
I cannot wait to get...
Shut up! But, like, we, you know, like, our place is not big. Our place is small. And, you know, it's us and 2 dogs. And we really have done well, like, you know, don't you think? I mean, I do.
I think so.
It's made me appreciate you more, I think. And,
thank you.
You're welcome. And, we've really, I think, learned to kind of respect each other's space. And, like, when he needs to do something, he, like, you know. And so it's, like, I don't necessarily feel like we're right on top of each other.
No.
But it would have helped to have had a 3-bedroom house or something where, a little bit, don't you think? Okay, oh, shoot. Into the questions. Okay. Let's see. What has been your best moment? Well, they asked, what has been your best moment and your worst moment of quarantine?
Best and worst? I mean, I think, like, best is, like, finally, like, being lazy. I normally work, like, Monday through Saturday at 2 different jobs, and each job has, like, an intense amount of work and stress, so, like, my brain's never really, like, off. And then on top of that, like, I do things, like, socially and also, like, freelance. So and so, like, on Sundays, like, when I, like, sleep in, and I sleep in until, like, 11, you know, like, my brain's still going. So I think this quarantine, I was able to finally, like, allow my body to relax, and yeah, turn off. The worst is allowing my body to turn it off and relax, because if, like, going back tomorrow, it's going to be intense, and I don't even know how I'm going to do it.
Yeah, my best and worst.
Coffee.
Lots of coffee.
Yeah.
My best and worst are also the same. My best was, at his recommendation, starting Schitt's Creek. And my worst is that I'm on the last season of Schitt's Creek, and I don't want it to end. And it's so funny because I think he and I had very different responses to the show. Because although he was watching the last episode and I knew I was going to watch it, and I kind of, like, didn't really want to know what was going to happen. I think it was the last episode, like, of the whole series, like, where they show the behind the scenes, and he was literally bawling, and I was like, oh my god. So I was like, why is he bawling? Just because his funny show is over? So I started it, and I was like, I got about a season into it, and I was like, this show is so endearing. It's so emotional. I love these people, and I love seeing them change over time and become, like, less superficial, and it was so amazing. I love the show Schitt's Creek. Okay. Who do you miss more, Josh the barista or your good Judy Tanya? Well, I mean, I miss Tanya really, really bad. I love Josh the barista, and I wish him all the best, and I've actually texted him during this whole thing and made sure that he and his fiance, Jacob, are doing well, but I miss Tanya Jane. Okay, whose sense of humor gets him in the most trouble? This one right here.
Nope. I have never had someone create threads or videos or go off about my sense of humor. So, you guys be the judge.
Okay. If you could give each other anything, what would it be and why?
A blowjob.
Oh, see? No, like,
it's
like a gift.
It's
like
rewarding for the both of us.
It sure is. It sure is. Make sure that you use the Manscaped. Okay.
Yeah.
But what is, like, a gift that you would give? It could be anything.
I will continue to do the same, and I think that I like gifting Peter, like, trips, in which that we can both go on. Whether we go to, like, a beach or a city or a country together, because to me, I've learned that this time period in my life, like, I would rather create, like, memories and things to, like, remember than just, like, a belt or a pair of shoes or a hat.
Yeah, that's something we both decided on. We both like high-end stuff. We both like, he loves clothes. You know, we love all that kind of stuff. But, like, we both decided that trips are kind of, for us, like, where it's at. And so we've decided to, like, gift each other trips. Do you know that Alex looks like Bruno Mars?
Oh, thank you
gotten that
so
before?
much. I've never, but thank you.
Who else? You get Ricky Martin, but the one you get the most is Kyle's husband.
Which I do not agree with any of them. Like,
Okay.
thank you. I'm very flattered, and I think all those are incredibly good-looking men, but I do not think that I look like them.
You do sound and look like, what's Kyle's husband's name?
Mauricio?
Mauricio, though, from Real House.
Well, thank you. He's a very good-looking man.
Yeah, but, okay. Someone said, why are you so awesome? I mean, do you do your birth charts? Okay. I don't know how to do our birth charts.
Our friend did one for me with the stars and stuff.
Really?
They're interesting, yeah.
Okay, do you and Alex have a celebrity hall pass? I mean, we don't have a celebrity hall pass. Like, we don't say, like, if that really happened. But, like, who would be your number one celebrity? Like, hook up.
Well, I mean, Andy Cohen.
Yeah, we're both kind of, like, very into that. Like, the Andy... Although I would probably take... Okay, Andy Cohen. Anybody else?
Well, now Dan Levy, I'm just like, oh,
He's obsessed with Dan Levy.
I know.
Yeah, Andy Cohen, but I have to say, mine's Daniel Craig. And...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And people laugh when I say this, but...
And I don't really think it's going to be a hall pass, more of like, we're going to be sharing the meal.
Oh, my Lord. Okay. Now that just opened a whole other can of worms. Now, we're in a very traditional marriage. I mean, unless Andy. But, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? I don't know. Like, I'm so worn out with trying to figure out what's coming up next. Okay, tips on finding the love of your life. I'm a hopeless romantic. Okay, well,
Look in the mirror, love yourself.
Yeah, that. And then...
And really, it'll just be like the law of attraction. It'll happen. So, you know, you gotta love yourself before you can love anybody else. Just like RuPaul says it.
Thank you, RuPaul. I canceled on Alex 3 times before we went on the date, so I guess that's part of it. Okay, we didn't get one question about kids. I guess they finally understood that we don't want any kids. Okay, this is a question that Alex would love, and this is from Kay. Would you rather nipples for fingers, fingers for nipples?
Would I rather have, what?
Fingers for nipples, or nipples for fingers?
Nipples for fingers. Long nipples are so gross.
Oh my God, Alex. Okay.
Sorry if you have them.
Okay. How does that beautiful couple have such good looking hair? Well, I just got out of the shower, so here's mine. I told Alex, I said, are you gonna actually wear a hat when everybody loves your hair right now? Because it's so, show your hair. So, it's long. How long is it? Oh my Lord. It's long. Okay, I can't get the hat back on you. I can't do it with okay, here we go. He's holding Tucker, or he would do it.
I got it.
Okay. Next question. Okay. Oh my Lord, some of these are so small I can hardly even read them. What are some of your songs that make you think of each other sending love? They said. Well, not sending love like in the question, but like what are some of the questions? Or what are some of the songs?
I don't know. I think like we have like different taste in music. I think like that songs that like make me think of Peter are songs that we've heard together at places that we were like emotionally like in the same place. So like, you know, like songs that we like heard in like a music festival, or like our wedding song. Anytime I hear like any RuPaul song, like I know that he's like overplayed it, so I change it real quick.
Now I can't remember that song I was singing the other day. That Kitty Girl song. Anyway, I think of You and I by Ingrid Michaelson. That's our wedding song. Mm-hmm. I think of Young and Beautiful by Lana Del Rey, Cascade version, because when we first heard that at our first Ultra, we both went crazy. And that was kind of like a moment for us. We were both like crying. And then I would say, I Wanna Go by Britney Spears, because we danced on stage to that with Britney Spears. I wish I could find the picture and insert it in here. Do you have the picture? Because it's so funny. Okay, so we have this picture of Alex and like when we went and we danced on stage with Britney Spears. And like he's at the end and he's like, he thought he was gonna get discovered by Britney Spears. He's a really good dancer, by the way. Okay. Let's see. What is on your isolation music playlist? This is probably better for you. I've downloaded the strangest music, so.
I mean, I don't really have a playlist. I think I just have like just a bunch of songs that I've randomly downloaded and I play. I like downloaded the album by this artist and actress. She's from Mexico that I really like. I can't remember her name. And then like Duke Dumont's like newest album.
You've been listening to a lot of like live sets too, right? Like they've been playing a lot of live sets.
Purple Disco Machine.
What?
Purple Disco Machine. I love.
I have downloaded music from the soundtrack to Beverly Hills Cop and music from Schitt's Creek, the Noah Reid version of Simply the Best, Tina Turner's song. Okay, let's see. How is Alex's family doing with all of the chaos in the world? Are they safe?
They're good. They're isolated. My brother and sister-in-law and nephews are at their house and they don't really leave. Like Liliana was like saying that like Carlos was like just going stir crazy because like he's working from home and she is like she just works a little bit here and there. And then my brother Juan and his girlfriend Jessie, they're both working from home, but she has to go in every now and then. But they live in a city, so they get to
they're in
like,
San Diego.
San Diego, so they get to do like fun things outside while remaining social distance. And my mom is working from home and you know doing her thing, so good.
Allison said, when you, well, I guess, and my dad and my stepmom are fine, and my cousin Caroline is real over the quarantine at this point. When you and Alex first met, did you see your relationship going where it is today?
No.
No, not at all. We really didn't. Like, I don't think either one of us thought that it would last past the first date, honestly. And like when we first started dating, how long did you really honestly think like we would be together?
I don't know. I had zero expectations. I mean, I the only thing that I know is that I didn't think that it was going to last this long.
Yeah, Alex is somebody that has no expectations, which that is something I'm so working on. I would say I had definitely some expectations. Maybe not at the first date, but I would say within like the first couple weeks, I started thinking it would maybe last longer, but like our lives seemed so different that first 6 months. I was like, I don't see how this will work long term. And it's crazy. I was actually talking about this in my vlog the other night. One of the things that's so strange is that when Alex and I met, we became like, well, he was already very social, but we started going out a lot. And we like became part of this group of like, I don't know, like 30 people in Indianapolis, and we were all going out all the time and stuff like that. We became friends with a lot of couples that at that time were like getting married or have been married for like a year. And it's kind of sad now looking back, like how many of those couples are not together anymore, or they're remarried with somebody else. And it's like Alex and I and maybe, I don't know, like 3 other couples that are still together. Doesn't it seem kind of strange? He's like, no. He doesn't think about any of this kind of stuff. I think about this stuff all the time.
I'm just trying to figure out who you're talking about because I don't know.
Well, do you want me to list them on here?
No, I mean, I guess I didn't, that was not my perspective. You don't have to do that. Okay.
There's like lots. How can you not? He's like, he isn't paying any attention to people. Okay. Let's see. The next question. Okay, so I had just put this, oh, Tucker, hi, honey. I had just put the picture up on Instagram again, saying if you have any questions. So let's see in here and see what they said. Okay, so Chelsea said, what is the last thing you both ordered on Amazon? What's the last thing you ordered?
Mother's Day gifts.
Oh yeah, you can't say what it is because it's a surprise. Okay, I ordered the book Dear Dawn, which is Eileen Mornos's letters to her best friend Dawn, and it just came in the mail today. Is there an annoying habit that when you first started dating it bothered you, but now it doesn't?
Just each other's being, I guess.
Shut up. I don't think so.
I mean, I don't know. I can't really necessarily like remember what was annoying to me like 12 years ago because I was a different person, and 2, like I guess don't don't remember.
It has been a long time.
But are there little things that annoy me? Sure. Are they dumb for me to pick up? 100%. Do I let them grow into something more? No. So
I mean, I think
I don't even say anything. I'm just gonna like. One thing that is annoying me right now is that like Peter will eat like his chips and then will leave just the crumbs and will save the bag for no reason. No reason.
Okay, so
and it's the same thing with everything, like toilet paper rolls. Oh my god! Like literally, like there's like one square left, and he'll keep it, and then go get one more roll and put it right next to each other.
Waste not, want not. Listen, okay, like with the potato chips, because I'm like afraid that I'm gonna run out of the potato chips, and at least I would have like the small little bits. And I even showed you yesterday. I was like, look, it's all just crap at the end of it. Okay. I don't know what's something that Alex does. I think the one thing like Alex is saying is true, is that when you've been together that long, you kind of let stuff go. It's kind of like the stuff that bothered you back then just doesn't bother you the same way. Like, I mean, sure there was stuff that when we first got together, I'm thinking like something that when we first got together that drove me crazy. But I can't think of anything now. Yeah, I can't really think of anything. I almost said. Well, Alex takes really long showers. He takes like 30-minute showers, and he like dances in the shower, and I'm like, okay, so all right, what does let's see, if you could go back in time to any moment in history, what would you like to see? Oh, that's a good question.
What would I like to see? Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I always think that it would be great to go back in time and just buy a bunch of land so that I could come back in time today and just be like, look at all my money. But that's it, really. Land.
There isn't something in like any historical era that you would like to go back to and see?
I mean, I like the royals from like back in the day, or like the Greek kind of, you know, like old Grecian like history and stuff, and like where like the mythology like stories came from. But like that's just like the nerd in me, you know, like it's just like I like that. But at the same time, I would just rather go back to like a couple, you know, 100 years ago and then just collect a bunch of land and then just come back and have a bunch of money. Quite frankly, that's really what's important to me.
Is money?
The land.
Oh. I would go back to like prairie times, and I would live as a prairie person, and I would have like cornbread every day for dinner. Okay. Will you guys still go to Ultra Music Festival next year even though they did not refund you? Yes.
Yeah, because they kept our ticket.
Yeah, I mean, we like get to use it for next year or the year after, so yeah. What does Alex rant about? Oh, this is a good question. Like, what's something that you go off about?
Oh, that's a loaded question.
I'm trying to think of something like just.
We were just watching one reunion of one particular show, and I was just going off of like, the dumbness that it was, and not because of the show is dumb, but it was because of how like the irony of what it was being presented. So.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh my god. I was like, that's it? Okay. How long have you been together? We've been together 12 and a half years? 12 and a half years? And we've been married for 8.5 years. Who is the better singing voice?
Neither.
Excuse
Peter.
me? Excuse
I'll
me.
just give it to Peter, sure.
Okay, thank you. You have nice lips. Okay, that's not a question. Which one?
Well, we only have 2 pairs.
Oh, Alex! Okay.
What?
Favorite store brand of ice cream?
Of ice cream? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Ben & Jerry's Chubby Hubby is mine. You like cookie dough.
I like cookie dough,
Anything.
but it's not a brand.
Would you ever move to Palm Springs? I've never been to Palm Springs, so I don't think I would ever move there.
Sure, it's hot.
Alex wants to go anywhere that it's warm.
I hate the weathers.
How long before you and Alex... The weathers.
The weathers.
The weathers. How long before you and Alex moved in together in the beginning? I don't remember.
Oh, I think it was like about a year.
Oh, it was. That is such a straight up lie from the pit of hell. No, it wasn't. Maybe before you fully moved in, but I feel like you were staying here a lot. Like,
well, the questions moved in.
Was it a year?
Yeah.
I think maybe it was shorter than that. I don't know. I don't honestly remember. Thoughts of aliens? Oh, definitely. There's aliens.
I haven't seen one, so I don't know.
Do you believe in aliens?
If one of them comes in front of me, I'll believe it then.
Okay. Where were you when stars like Michael Jackson and Whitney Houston died? I don't remember anything about where I was when Michael Jackson died.
I was shopping.
You were shopping? Mm-hmm. Were you?
Yeah.
Do you remember where you were when Whitney Houston died?
I think we were on a trip.
I think we were on a trip too. Mm-hmm. I was really pretty like devastated over Whitney. I'm a huge Whitney Houston fan. And I think her friends were actually, or no, Melissa and Jason went there afterwards, didn't they? Because they stayed at the same hotel where she had passed away. Mm-hmm. The whole thing was very, very sad. I'm like somebody like, my mom when I was growing up, and my dad too, like I can remember when Steve McQueen died and they were like really upset about that. But my mom would always say like, I remember when I was like exactly here when John F. Kennedy died and all this kind of stuff. So I kind of do try to like remember some of that, but I guess I don't. Like who's passed away that's like really, really upset us that's a celebrity?
I don't know. A bunch of people have passed.
I'm trying to think of like somebody that was like really big. Avicii passing away was kind of a really big, it was kind of weird.
How was that work?
Just because like we were both.
We had just seen him.
Yeah, so that was kind of weird. Let's see. Favorite, and we'll end on this. Favorite type of cookie?
Sugar cookies.
That's your favorite type? I thought you were going to say chocolate chip.
Of cookie?
Yeah.
I love sugar cookies. Like the thick sugar cookie with like the icing.
He loves like the grocery store brand sugar cookie with like, you don't?
No, the Panera sugar cookies.
The Panera sugar cookies
Yeah.
is what you like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. My favorite sugar cookie is either peanut butter or snickerdoodle. But if you'd like to see us making vegan chocolate chip sugar cookies, you can go check out my review channel, Peter Review Stuff, and it is over there. And we made those, what was it, 2 days ago?
Yesterday.
I'm losing it. We've been inside too long. Anyway, thank you so much for being in
Was
the
it
video.
yesterday or 2 days
It
ago?
was 2 days ago.
2 days
It was
ago.
2 days ago. I was right. Anyway, and that's all that matters in this marriage is who's right. Anyway,
Always been my philosophy, actually.
So anyway, thank you so much for being in the video. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Go. Oh, you didn't shave your face.
Oh.
Well, you'll have to shave it and then put a picture up later and say after Manscaped. So anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. We love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.
Peace!